analyst groups and influential business publications have been discussing the significance of a new wave of manufacturing that pervades all economies. The IDC describes it as the factory of the future. Today we have with us Louise Thompson, Product Marketing Director, and Simon Griffiths, Industry Marketing Analyst, both from SYSPRO, to discuss the future of manufacturing. So looking back over the last year, what are the major changes that you've seen in the manufacturing space, and what has been the impact on the industry?
Well, of course, the major impact has been the internet and globalization. That's what every business has been affected by. The other thing is that we're becoming increasingly a consumer-driven market. So instead of manufacturers pushing goods out to their customers, consumers are now demanding it from the manufacturers. At the same time, the social media revolution means that now consumers are getting endorsements from people all around the world, and that's changing the way that industry has to deliver to their customers.
This makes the competition far greater because people are spoiled for choice. They can go online, they can order what they want, when they want it, and in whatever form they would like it.
So what exactly does this mean for the manufacturer?
Well, in the old days, the manufacturer used to make to stock, so they could have the stock available on their shelves when the customers placed the orders and they could deliver the goods immediately. Now it's moved to a make-to-order environment. The customer places the order, and invariably there will be a slight modification to the goods, which and of course they expect the goods in as short a space of time as possible.
The other thing is the way factories operate. In the past, you'd have your big factory, probably in China, where you wanted to focus on making sure that it was running to full capacity so that you could keep the cost down. In this new market where the consumer wants what they want when they want it, you're going to have to change your factory. You'll have a few large global factories making sub-assemblies, shipping them to local factories, which will then assemble to the way that the customer wants it. That's what we would call capacity to capability.
So you mentioned the internet. What are the other big technology influences?
Well, one of them is obviously the cloud. What the cloud has done is allow technology to become just so much more accessible than it was in the past.
But the big shift, of course, is caused by mobile. Everyone has devices these days, whether they have a smartphone, they have tablets, iPads, whatever it is. So they're wanting access to information when they need it and on any device.
So how does this affect the manufacturer?
Well, it opens up the supply chain as a whole. Customers can go online, they can place their orders online, they can configure their orders how they would like them to be. And of course, there's total visibility to every area of the supply chain, where the goods are, how long it's going to take for them to be produced, and at what stage the customer can expect delivery.
And to your point about visibility in the supply chain, you're also going to get greater visibility on the factory floor. You can start using a mobile device as you're walking around the factory, so you can scan barcodes. If you're in the warehouse, you've got the geolocation capability on a phone to take you to a specific place so you can improve picking. You can actually go to a point in the factory and take a photo of a piece of a good and actually send it to the customer. And of course, the issue of sensors around the factory, you can pick them up much easier if you're walking around the factory and seeing what's going on.
And of course, you can access the real-time information of the factory via analytics or queries. You can post transactions. But all of this means that your factories need to be far more agile. They need to have real-time information, and the information also needs to be accurate.
And of course, at the heart of all of this is the software that runs the enterprise.
So from a SYSPRO point of view, how is your ERP system geared to manage these trends?
Sarah, you've hit on one of my favourite topics. We introduced quantum architecture, which enables you to create a blueprint of your entire organisation. You model your processes, you model how those are mapped onto SYSPRO. So if you want to apply change, you can map the change in the system, in the model, and you can immediately gauge what the net effect will be, and you can swiftly apply these changes.
And in the past, the criticism of ERP is it used to be setting your industry in concrete. What this now does, it gives businesses the flexibility to actually change those processes. And the nice thing about SYSPRO is that any size industry can use it.
And this mobility trend that Louise spoke about?
Well, SYSPRO now has a mobile solution. We call it SYSPRO Espresso. What that gives you is on any device, you can now get information on what's happening, you can query it, you can actually post a transaction, so you can actually place an order for a customer on your mobile device, you can look at information that's going on, and you can do this without having to rewrite or develop for specific devices.
One of the other trends that are affecting the market is BI. And of course, this is available to you on all your devices as well via our SYSPRO Espresso platform. But don't forget, SYSPRO have been writing manufacturing software for 35 years across a variety of industries. So our depth of manufacturing functionality and the flexibility and configurability of SYSPRO enable us to have an offering for process manufacturing, discrete manufacturing, whether it's mixed mode, job shops, and of course, wherever the demand on the factory is coming from, whether it's a make-to-order, make-to-stock, engineer-to-order, or assemble-to-order. We have also recently introduced our web-based product configurator, which will allow customers to go online and place their orders in their configured state via the internet.
Wow, exciting times. It seems like SYSPRO really is geared towards the factory of the future. Thank you, Louise and Simon, for joining me today.